Would you like to know how to be a client and money magnet in every intro session? Hi, I'm Lee Irwin, the founder of Spiritual Women Entrepreneurs. And today we're going to take my cheat sheet. I'm going to give you some hot tips and some actual phrases to use in your intro sessions. So grab a paper and pen and let's dive in. Number 1, show up fed and rested. So you want to, just like on the airplane, put on your own oxygen mask before you speak with a potential client. Number 2, calm your jitters and get ready to serve. So you know that needy, greedy energy that feels like desperation, that can be a client repellent, and that's not what we want. So you want to come from a place of knowing that you have an abundance of value to offer. You're here to share that generously. And so you may want to have a crazy dance party with yourself. You might want to set an intention that, to be with this client, to really show up and be present, and let go of the outcome of the conversation. 3, see them as their potential, not as their past. So here's the way to do that. Imagine you're having coffee or tea with this potential client, except instead of you and that person having a conversation, it's your higher self talking to their higher self, right? So you're seeing them really as an angel about to spread their wings, and ask their higher self, what is it you need to hear from me? What is it you're really longing to have? And then your higher self can deliver that. Number 4, show up as the fearless coach. Now here's one of the biggest mistakes I've made and I've seen other coaches make in their intro sessions, and that is to just let the conversation flow and go, and the client becomes the person in charge. You need to show up as the leader of the conversation. So if you're not showing up as the coach and the leader, then possibly and probably you're showing up as the people-pleasing salesperson. Not a good recipe for attracting clients and the money that you deserve. So if you're feeling drained, speed up the pace. Let them know from the get-go what is going to happen in this session. So that takes us into number 5. Tell them the 3 benefits they'll get from this conversation. So you can set up the expectation of these amazing results they're going to get just from talking with you for this 1-hour session. For instance, in this session today, I'll help you get clear about your direction, uncover any hidden challenges, and you'll leave feeling re-energized, knowing the next steps to take. How does that sound? So you can write that down, listen to the video again and write that down. And then here's a hot tip. From the beginning, I found this works really well in the hundreds of intro sessions I've done. I've had a lot of success building my coaching business using intro sessions. And one thing I learned to say was, after I tell them what the 3 benefits are they're going to get from the conversation, I say, then, if you're interested and it looks like it would be valuable for us to work together, I'll tell you a little about how we could do that, or about how that would look. Are you up for this? So it's all permission-based. I'm not forcing anything down their throat. It doesn't feel desperate. Doesn't feel salesy. It's just a conversation that they've said yes to. Okay? All right, great. Let's move on. Number 6, be curious about what they want from the session. So I always ask them from the beginning, and I'm going in order here of kind of the flow of the conversation. So right up front, after I've told them the 3 benefits and said the hot tip I just told you about, permission-based, telling them about your services, then I say, what is it you would like to get from this session? Why are you on the phone? Sometimes I'll say, why are we on the phone right now? Why did you want to talk with me? And then listen for what's the focus? It's usually what is the main issue they're working on. Okay, great. Number 7, repeat their key words. So you're always listening, and I keep a blank piece of paper and a pen, and when I hear them say a word or a phrase that has a lot of energy around it or emotion, sometimes they'll say something, I write it down. So usually by the end of this, or middle of the session, I'll have a few words like freedom. They want to feel fulfilled. They want to make a big contribution in the world. They have a mission to fulfill, something like that. So those are the kinds of things, the feelings they want to feel, what really brings them alive. And because I want to use those exact words when I speak to them later about my services, about how what I do can bring this for them, can help them have this, find this. Don't paraphrase or embellish. That is annoying, because the sweetest thing you can do for a client is say back to them exactly what they said so they feel heard. They know you got them. That is the doorway to a continuing relationship where they want to be with you. They want to be gotten. We all do. Okay, cool. So that was 7. All right, 8. Ask permission before you talk about your services. Okay, so you've already set it up at the beginning of the call that if it feels like a good fit, you're going to talk with them about how you could work together. Okay, great. So you're going to ask permission again. Write this down. Would you like to hear what it's like to get my help with XYZ, with the problems and challenges they've mentioned? And you would say, specifically what they said they were working on or having trouble with. Would you like to hear what it's like to get my help with that? Of course, they're going to say yes. And that's when you can start to tell them about what it is you do. Not the details. They don't care about the plane or how you built the plane. They just want to know what the destination is. They just want to get to that paradise island. They don't care how. They just want to know the plane's going to fly. All right, number 9. Help them find the real cost of not making changes. So, sometimes a potential client will push back on, I don't have the money, it's too expensive, or I just really don't have time to, invest in all of this. So you can ask them things like, what will it cost if you don't change this? What's it really, instead of asking them about the benefits, you want to say something like, well, what do you think? Help them sort of mentally add up, well, what's the cost of not moving forward? In terms of not getting the promotion, what will that cost them? Or doctor bills if they don't fix a health problem, or lost time at work, or, so real concrete, we're talking money here. What's it really going to cost them in terms of money, in terms of happiness, in terms of their health and their ability to live an amazing life? Okay, great. 10, reframe the question when they say, because sometimes they'll say, well, how much does it cost? They'll even interrupt you in the middle of you talking about your services. They want it, and they want to know, what's it going to cost? How much is this? And what you want to do is just subtly reframe that by saying, the investment in working with me is, and then tell them what your fees are. Okay? Because here's the truth. The investment, everybody thinks the investment in coaching is about money or time or both. That's not true. The real investment in coaching is courage. And that's what you're helping them have in this conversation, to see themselves at their highest potential and to see what's really possible by working with you. Alrighty, number 11, help them feel excited about the possibilities so that they feel a yes in their body. You know, it's unmistakable. So you want to be able, in order to do this, you want to be in the feeling of yes. And the way to get there is to clearly state your promise. So what is the transformation you're offering? Your promise. Be able to articulate that in 1 or 2 sentences very clearly. This is what will happen. These are the results you'll get. Of course, you're not guaranteeing anything. You're just showing them what is possible if they show up 100% and you show up with all your amazingness, your special sauce, then they are going to get results beyond even what they think. So clearly state your promise in 1 or 2 sentences, and that builds your confidence. When you're in a place of yes, then you can relax and be present, especially when you're talking about the money. And 11.5 tip is to smile. If you're feeling a little anxiety come up, especially as you're making your offer, fake it, smile. Let yourself just stop and take a deep breath and remember that you are here to serve. And let that joy fill you up. And just reach out to the client, see them in their magnificence, and you will be a client and money magnet.